Have you tried to stick to a fast? It's probably long. You're passing through fries shops, coffee houses, pizza, debonaires on your way to the office. Have you ever done a fast when it's so painful? It's like that's when all the yummy stuff is just being thrown in your face. Or leave that alone. Have you ever tried to stick to a certain number of reps? Say 10. You need to do those reps. Is it squats? Is it push-ups, press-ups, whatever, skipping? And every step you take is just finishing you. What am I talking about? I'm talking about discipline. Discipline. It's a word that kind of makes us cringe. But discipline is our topic for today's Monday Moments. Hi guys, I hope all of you are doing well. This is Roslyn bringing you a new episode of Monday Moments. Welcome guys. Karibuni, which is welcome in Kiswahili. You're all welcome. Get your cup of coffee. Let's chat. A lot of us don't like the word discipline. We feel as if it's a punishment, as if anything we're doing to hurt ourselves or to spoil our fun. But in actual fact, discipline simply means postponing immediate gratification. It's just giving yourself time, pushing a reward or satisfaction to a bit later when it'll come in a maybe more lasting way, or it will have different far-reaching longer benefits. That's really all it is. It simply means like you refuse to eat the pizza now because you're on a diet for a certain something. Maybe you want to fit into a particular dress for that occasion. If you don't snack on the wrong stuff and put on a lot of kilos, it requires discipline to do that. But really, are you hurting yourself? No, actually, if anything, you're showing love to yourself, because come the day you need to fit into that dress, you'll fit into it with a lot of ease. What about if you're reading, like for exams? If you say today I'll go out and I'll hang out with my friends, after college we're going out, there are bashes every weekend, and you just hang out endlessly, you're not doing what you need, you're not studying, you're not doing what is required for this exam, you'll obviously fail. How is that a good thing? How is that loving yourself? Of course it's not, right? Discipline really is not at all a bad thing. And when I talk to some of my younger friends, and this is not to say that it's only the college goers who have a problem with discipline, because for example, I myself, we all have areas in our lives that we find hard to control certain. For me, I'll download audio, video, a lot of stuff to motivate myself. I will have flyers, I have posters, I have books, magazines, and I'll still find that after the first initial 2 weeks, when the muscles are all sore and everything, I'll go like, okay, let me move an extra day. If I'm doing alternate days, I'll add another day. Just let these muscles get a little unsore, and then I'll go on. And at the end of it, before the week is up, that story has become history. The exercise and the abs I was looking for and whatnot down the drain, end of story, and I'll be like in absence of working out for I don't know how long again, before you start up the cycle again, you're never going to get muscles, right? Similarly, that's why I started with the example of fasting, because for me it's also a bit of a challenge. I will begin on a very high note and going lower and lower, and my time of closing or opening the fast just keeps higher, and at the end you end up feeling so disappointed with yourself because you didn't do what it is that you wanted. And discipline is very much a mind thing as well. It's also a muscle, and when you discipline your mind, it kind of makes everything else flow a bit easier, just that little bit easier, because you've trained yourself to tell yourself no, so, and you can't know what you can do until you try it. That's one thing that I've learned. it's always good to try new stuff, if not just to remove the boredom and monotony out of life, but just to push yourself and see. And once you start trying new things and seeing that you can achieve new levels, things become very exciting. You kind of start feeling a bit like nothing is too hard, nothing is impossible for me. But if you don't give it that enough, you've had a habit forms after 21 days basically, yeah. So 21 days sticking with something, 21 days, that is the essence of discipline. Already by day 21 it's in your system, and that repetition is the discipline that we are kind of reminding ourselves of today. It's always good to go for something that's bigger than yourself, because if you stick with what you're used to, you won't grow. It just becomes blah, it's so boring. It's just, I already know I can walk from here to junction, yeah. What if I add a few more steps? What if I just go a bit further? I don't have to get to the next junction, but just that a bit more will give me such a boost, yeah. But if it's, let's say, I did it today and tomorrow, and then the third day it rains, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do this. That's where we start losing out on the discipline. So let's try and make each day count. It's kind of a bit related to the order your life thing, because order of course requires discipline, yeah. But now we are talking in even a different aspect and a lot in the mind. Let's not give up easily. So we find that many of us are not willing to do what it takes to make our lives more successful than where we are. Many of us have reached a certain level, yeah. You know what you can do. Maybe you've gotten to a certain a certain level or rank in the office, and you know that, yeah, if you maybe do one more exam, you can get to supervisor. You can maybe already supervisor, you can get to the next station. But who can be bothered? I work 8 hours and then I go to class. How? I'm already worn out. I'm 30, do what? I don't have that strength. I'll leave that for the younger guys. And then in the back of your mind, you know that position is just yours. It suits your talent, it suits your your giftings. But the discipline to do that little thing that is required, and may not be so little, because that's why discipline is coming in, you find that you just can't push yourself. You can't be bothered. And I think we sell ourselves short in many respects because of that little, why should I bother? So I think that self-discipline and keeping a schedule, keeping commitments, promises, meeting deadlines when you say you're going to, all of it is essential to creating success in our lives. Because there's someone who can never ever keep time, no matter what. You'll agree, yes, we're meeting at 10. This person will come at noon, no apologies, and expect to find you there. So there's that. I don't know if it's the brain that is in a blur or something, but you're so unconscious of how you're wasting other people's time. It's a discipline, really a discipline to keep time. Make yourself conscious. Know what time you're leaving so that you're on your meetings. You're at your meetings on time. Guys who come on time is not because they have nothing to do, so they leave 4 hours early so that they can come and sit waiting for you. So that is discipline. Be on time. Be known for keeping time. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. And the center of bringing any dream into fruition is actually self-discipline. You're going to have to push for that thing. We've found out that nothing comes easily. You're not handed anything in this life just like this. So if, for instance, someone is training to be a swimmer, you know how many hours and hours they do of repeating laps and training, just working out boxers, whatever it is you're doing. Even if it's to be a tailor, you know how you do that cutting, and you have to be precise in how you follow that line as you stitch, whether it's making hair or anything you do. That discipline that you put in is what will make you above the others. If you're going to be known and recommended for certain positions, it's because you put in that work beforehand. So we find that discipline goes with humility and a sense of ownership of what you're doing. You don't want to be forever limited by what someone else is telling you. But if you're not able to groom yourself, follow that line that is required, it's going to be pretty hard. It'll be pretty hard to develop that extra. The mind is a muscle. We have to discipline it, train your mind, get used to telling yourself no. When you're used to, your mind is used to hearing that ice cream, no, no, not now, no, it's easier to adjust. It doesn't take, there are many things that you try and tell yourself no, but because your mind is so weak, you'll just give in. You maybe deny yourself for a few minutes, but in the end you'll be like, nah, let me add another hour of sleep, whatever. Yeah. So we'll find that it's not just waking up in the morning or taking that shower or working out a day. It just generally, you put it in everything. It's in everything. You start instilling discipline in yourself, and then you get so used to it that it starts to become a way of life. It becomes a way of life, and you become that much a little bit better because you're able to. So initially it's difficult. Anything is difficult to stick to and to discipline yourself to do it. But gaining control over yourself, I think, is like the most awesome thing. It's the most annoying that someone can't just you left and right, and you're this disciplined person. And guys, no, it shows. You know that person in your office who no, so and so apana, no, you can't just go and get them to change their schedule anyhow. No, they work with a plan, they have order. It's actually a good thing to be known that you're disciplined, and it's not something that is in any way harmful for your reputation. Very soon, once you not very soon, it takes time, once you get it into your system, you begin to welcome it. And you know that there are certain things you don't do, there are certain things you do at particular times, and you just build muscles. You build muscles from doing this thing right. Even emotional muscles, there's a way your emotions now, you get to control them easier. What maybe would make you cry or get so angry, or you start training yourself so that this person, when they shout at you and you can't have a discussion with them, a certain manager hurls insults at you, you train your emotions in a way that with time you're able to allow that thing to just fly over your head. Your skin gets thick, and that requires discipline. It's very easy to yell back, and within no time you just didn't have the control, and you yell at someone, and you probably really do need that job. So when you get used to disciplining yourself, even your emotions benefit, your finances benefit. It's actually every part of our lives that you're able to control. Yet if you diet or working out, if you diet for one day, even if you do it for a month, and then you just go back, everything just and it's like when you stop, the calories actually tend to come back with a vengeance. So discipline is about facing your fears. As discipline to face those things that we fear, so that we conquer them. If you're scared of heights and you do a bungee jump, I'm sure you after that, if you don't die in the process of going down from the shock, you don't have anything that drastic, of course, but is it fear of what meetings, of speaking in public? When you face those things, you do them a few times, and the fear of it goes. The fear of it actually goes. But you need discipline to make yourself do that thing that you really dread, because it's not something that you want to do. It's not fun. So if discipline that will force you to do it, it actually means taking the hard and doing what is right but hard. It's difficult to do, but it's right. So we let's rise up and be more aggressive towards getting that victory. Because there's always room to do better. You can always do better. We just start with one thing. Give yourself a few minutes earlier in the morning. read something. When you leave school, reading can be really not disciplined. If you don't just love it as a hobby, it can be really hard. I used to be a big reader. I have books. Nowadays, um, nowadays it's something else. It has to be very conscious. Okay, I've moved from books more to online, but even that is really suffering. I don't do well with it like before. If I was to get reading and just reading to get the knowledge on everything, it would require a lot of discipline, really. I have to discipline myself because it's something I like. I enjoy, you know, going to articles and learning new stuff. But in that respect, I've become so lazy. It's not even that I'm always doing something. The time I take to watch a movie can be divided, because I can follow movies with YouTube videos, and I'll find I sat 2 hours straight or more. In between there, I could have done something that would have benefited my brain in some way, yeah? So discipline is required there as well. And I think that it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice, especially as you get older, because we get used to certain ways of doing things. Now we are more stuck in our ways than before, and it gets harder to change and do new things, but we all know the things that are good for us. I personally take a lot of tea, coffee. I know that I drink way more. I am trying to discipline myself to reduce it, because I've shared this before. If I'm going to take it sugarless, I'd rather not have it. So I'm disciplining myself to take less than 6-7 cups in a day, for crying out loud. Let me take 2, morning and evening, and that way, even if I'm going to put 2 spoons of sugar, reduced by a whole lot. Because, and it's hard, I'll tell you guys, it's really, really hard, because I happen to love tea. I do a lot of work from home, so the kitchen is very accessible. For me to tell myself no when that urge comes, you hear people say it like a joke, but I would get headaches. I would get headaches when I don't take my coffee at a particular time. I would actually feel really, and I would just see visions. The coffee would just call me. That coffee knew my name, It would just be Rosalind, Rosalind, Rosalind. You can't focus, you can't see what you're doing until you stop. You will come, if you're outside farming, you will leave what you're doing and come and put on that pot. And then suddenly it sounds like it's something you're making up, but for sure, seriously, if you have a tea or coffee addiction, put it in the comments and tell me how you feel. You haven't taken that cup of tea. Yeah, so it's discipline, and with time, it's also drinking water. My entire life, I've grown up knowing, yeah, drink a lot of water is good for you, water, 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 until I set an alarm. And I did that for like, that alarm still rings, but now I wake up by myself. It's automatic. At 5 in the morning, it's a crazy hour, but for me, because I do a lot of stuff early, it worked for me to put it at that time. And I used to wake up at 5 a lot, time my son was younger. So 5 was a good hour for me, it worked, and I got used to doing it at that time. I started with my glass of water. At that time, my 500 ml must go in my body at that time, whether it's going to be room temperature or a bit warm. I'll drink that. In fact, now I feel weird if I don't take that glass of water, and I know even if I'm not going to drink water the rest of the day, because unless it's very hot, I still have to force myself with the water thing. I know I got my water in, and I feel much better. I think my skin has even become clearer for it. So we all have our own different areas. There are guys who drink water like you can't stop them. It's in them. They love it. For me, it's something I had to teach myself. So some things you teach yourself to do, like for water. Others you have to teach yourself to stop, like the coffee. And I know I'm much better off. I can't see my digestive. You can feel, yeah, but I don't think, for me, I'm not going to lie to you that I feel better inside for stopping the tea. That is just the mental. I know, health-wise it's good. But that was discipline. That was a place discipline helped me, and it's still helping. So I think I've talked a lot. And that was just what I wanted to share on today's Monday Moments. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I wasn't able to record myself, so I did the audio, and you will still have something to see, but it's not like live like me. I do hope you will enjoy this video. I hope I will remind you on the places where discipline has been put aside. Yeah, you'll remind yourself. I hope I've revived your psyche to do something that's been hard for you. Tell me what's hard for you to keep up with. Tell me what you lack discipline in. let's share our experiences. I've displayed all of mine, plenty of them. So yeah, I hope you guys are still keeping well under all this new stuff that we're living with nowadays, and I trust you guys are well. You have a blessed week. Be safe, take care of yourselves, and God bless. Mwah.